Okay, you are all unmuted. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mistwalker Spectrum of Eternity. I am your humble DM, Lily, and with me are my lovely players. We'll go ahead and start off with the round of player introductions with Yulia first.
Yeah, hello, everyone. Yulia. Oh, hopefully that my mic isn't cutting out. I go by RoyalKnightVT on various socials. I do a lot of fantasy and medieval variety streaming, and I play Dungeons and Dragons with these wonderful individuals. And tonight I play Kloven, who's just a regular cleric, just a regular old guy.
Totally just a regular guy that didn't just essentially confess to being a Bahamut's son in the previous session or anything.
Just little details,
Just a regular cleric. But yes, thank you very much. Next up, Meris, please go ahead.
Absolutely. I'm MerisAurum. I am a Celestial Dragon VTuber. I ordinarily specialize in storytelling and book reading streams where we talk about all things books, literature, media literacy, so on. I also run my own D&D campaign on the side. It is called The Trial of Hearts. It's an ode to all things romantic fantasy. So if you like drama and political intrigue and a hefty dosage of schmutzy romance, definitely check it out. But while I am here, I play the one, the only, the titular Sewer King, the party's fighter of some sort of freakish subclass. But yeah, happy to be here and be messy and gay.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, baby.
That's what it's all about.
That's our king. That's our king.
That's him. He's him.
King.
Speaking of him, Sif, you are next.
Oh, that's me. That's a pronoun I use. Hi, I'm Sif _ VTuber. I'm knight. I do game. I do art. I slowly work on getting Strahd campaign back up and running. And I'm back again as Tate planner. I grow plants. I grow tulips. I'm here to remind the gang that we're all friends and to not immediately assume we all hate each other. Love you guys. Happy to be here.
Thank you.
The backbone.
Seriously, the backbone of the party.
Honestly.
Yeah. And then last but not least, Aster, please go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Aster. I go by ArchmagesTower on various socials. I am your resident non-binary wizard who likes talking about old media, playing indie games, amateur voice acting, and various tabletop things like this here D&D campaign.
Hi again.
So true, Bestie.
I play the party's artificer, who is named Thaddeus, and he is currently going the fuck through it. You will see a good amount of that this session.
Yeah. Alrighty. Then I guess just as a final thing for myself, as mentioned, my name is Lily. I'm an artist and D&D connoisseur. I draw a lot of D&D stuff as well, including many things for this campaign, which I teased it last time, but we may be getting to the second one this time. We'll see. These beans love to talk, and I love that for them. But
yappa.
Yappa.
Yap is too powerful. No plot can happen.
I don't think we're gonna get there, if I'm being honest, in the time that we have set aside today. So we'll see where it goes. But yes, to get into a session recap, I have it right here. So last session, the party had a meeting with Thalafir, initially starting out with just Thaddeus, Sewer King, and Mai. Thalafir teased Thaddeus, inciting an extraordinarily enraged reaction from the scientist, even drawing a gun and shooting and missing Thalafir. Thalafir said he had a proposition for the party and wanted the whole of them to be there for discussion. He proceeded to message both Tate and Kloven and request that they join the party at the tavern. Once there, Thaddeus, having been calmed to a point of being willing to sit in the same room as Thalafir, sat down along with the rest of the party. Thalafir began to explain his purpose for being with the party. He explained that he has been playing double agent for the party since the very beginning, delivering them the first eye, directing the child to Kenril, and delivering the second eye, and making sure that Ku would stay behind to assist the party with the Namiota, as well as giving Kloven the amulet to protect him from being detected when talking to Bahamut. He continues on, discussing that he wanted to request that they leave after the festival the following night so that they could move a bit ahead of schedule and as such avoid the observance of the child who is currently napping. He adds on that this would allow him to help the party more directly. He then went into detail that he is from Eden himself and wants the party's assistance in trying to find Kyrfell. Kyrfell, who was the leader of Eden, was someone extremely close to Thalafir and sealed himself away after the mist came. Thaddeus, enraged that their previously black and white goal of helping people was thrown off by the inevitability of helping someone who had caused him much grief, as well as the deaths of multiple members of the Stalks, stormed off furiously. The whole party found themselves tense and mistrusting, feeling the anxiety of secrets coming out surround them. The party continued to discuss with Thalafir. Thalafir apologized for the turmoil that he had caused and spoke to the party more candidly, telling them about the dangers of Eden and the horrors therein. Tate requested, as a show of good faith, that Thalafir attend the ceremony tomorrow, to which he hesitantly agreed. He then left, leaving the party alone. Tate went off to try and calm Thaddeus down, which was successful to some extent. The party reconvened to discuss. They agreed it was their best bet for success to accept Thalafir's proposal. Kloven also divulged the truth of his nature and his lineage with Bahamut, confirming in the process Mai's lineage as well. She also jumped in to explain the story of her first cycle in this world, that she was different back then, and how it all suddenly ceased after she acquired the spirit of humanity. She additionally explained the hundreds of years she spent floating in the void of nothingness after the timeline had been reset, before finally being found by Bahamut, who gave her the power to rejoin the timelines going forward. The party then separated. Mai and Tate left and had a short talk about how they would work together happily going forward, ending with a tight hug of friendship. SK retreated down into his cubby before Kloven and Thaddeus had an emotional heart-to-heart. Thaddeus confessed his love and affection for Kloven, tears in his eyes, as he talked through all of his intense emotions. Kloven was taken aback by this, not returning the same levels of affections, but agreed to spend the night with Thaddeus. Once in bed, Kloven commanded Thaddeus to sleep and left him there, to later go and talk to SK. There, SK and Kloven talked for a bit about Thaddeus and the state of their relationships, SK having heard the entirety of the conversation between Kloven and Thaddeus before. A strange affection began to blossom between the two of them, to which SK pushed back on. Kloven then left for the barracks to spend the night alone. In his dreams, he found himself waking in the dream space of Mai. They chatted for a bit and had a soft moment. Mai explained the concept of clouds and talked about her time cloud spotting with her creator, and wished that one day, once the mist is all gone, that they could do it all together. Alright, that is the end of the recap. We are going to hop into it, right into the fun, good stuff. Thaddeus.
Oh, God.
Uh-huh.
You're sleeping. And having
Yeah.
felt this intense emotion just overwhelm your body, your dreams are a bit off. And as you're sleeping there, and you're shifting through dreams, at one point, you startle yourself awake, but not into your bed. You find yourself sleeping, or drifting, inside of the void. As you continue
That's weird again, huh?
As you continue to move around, you hear a voice in the distance. Finally, there you are. It was only a matter of time before your mental state would drift so far that I could sync up with it.
What do you mean? Who are you?
As you turn around to face this voice, or where you feel the voice is coming from. You can see a man wearing a dark overcoat. He's adorned in a bit of jewelry, as well as a dark undershirt and tight pants. You can see there's a gun at his side, and a single monocle on his eye. And as your eyes go to that, you see soft white hair flowing, but long, very long. He looks just like you. So,
Well then.
which was it for you, friend? Friend dying? Finally saw your parents' true colors? Child terminate this timeline?
You're asking what had me melt down this time?
There's always something.
I think it was a lot of some things, to be honest with you. There's someone in the way. And... fuck. You know damn well what he got in the way of. Wouldn't you?
Listen, I don't know exactly what happened, but it doesn't really matter. Stay still. You're my ticket out of here.
What do you mean your ticket out?
He unholsters the gun from his side and floats over directly to you. Just calm down. I'm here to save all your friends.
What?
He takes the gun and places it directly against your forehead. This won't hurt. Promise.
What?
And then, as you kind of... Do you let him do this? I need to ask.
Thaddeus is gonna try to wrench the gun from him.
Okay. As you do, you see his left arm reach out. And it's a human arm.
You have your other arm?
Yes. Now, hold still. And just, you see like a flash of magic go whoosh, and just proceed to kind of hold you in place. There. Finally stopped. Calm down. I said, I'm here to save all your friends. I believe that would make us allies, if anything.
I don't see how shooting me is going to save our friends.
As you're saying this, you hear the tensing of the trigger pull before you hear the hammer click. But no gunpowder, no energy, and no bullet comes out. Instead, Thaddeus, you feel a force of energy just flare directly inside of your head. The burning, pulsing sensation slowly working its way through you from the front to back. And as it reaches the back, you feel the burning fade and the tightness settle. As you open your eyes and see this alternative version of you looking past you with a sense of desperate relief. He sighs a small laugh as he reholsters his gun before floating past you, and releases his grip on you as he speaks up once more. See, that wasn't too bad.
What did you do?
Well, you can, and as you kind of look past, as you turn around to look at him, you can see that there is essentially a door. A little doorway that seems open with light rushing through it. It just says, you'll find out soon enough. Tell me, have you all found his sister yet?
Whose sister?
Well, certainly not
That's-
my. I know she's with you. She can never leave us all well enough alone.
Yeah, I mean, that can't be Pumpkin.
Mm-mm. I mean Sewer King's sister, naturally.
Why did that feel familiar?
He does tend to keep it pretty close to the chest.
No, he's never mentioned a sibling. Why did that feel like I've heard that before?
Never come up good. Then that means it may work. Ta-ta for
What?
now.
Answer me!
Oh, what was the question again? Sorry, I kind of stopped paying attention to you.
How? You're me! Why are you going... Why are you treating me like a pawn?
You are just a pawn. Every single one of you is a stepping stone. For me, to save everyone. It's quite simple.
But you're me.
Mm-hmm.
So you saving everyone... You said we're allied, so why can't you tell me what your plan is? Or at least give me an idea. I can help. I'm smart. I'm working on things. If there's more than one of me, and one of me can't solve the problem, then two might be enough, right?
He floats back over to you. Says, listen, I don't have much more time. So I'll just say this. You're weak. Not willing to make the hard decisions. You're beneath me. And don't worry, I'll solve that too. The best will make it through. And he'll float out and through the door as it closes behind him.
What the hell?
And as you float there for a little longer, it's contemplating what you had just seen. Eventually, you go and grab the amulet that Maya told you about as the anchor. Hold on to it, and slowly drift back into the reality.
Oh. DM, do I wake up?
You do wake up.
Thaddeus is going to look around for just a moment. He's basically bolting upright. He's going to take a moment to grab onto the amulet. Let out a sigh of relief that he's back, hopefully, in time. And he's going to look over to the side of his bed, and his heart's just going to sink. No, it wasn't a dream, was it? Great. Alright. He's gonna get up out of bed, put on just a shirt and some pants, and go downstairs to make some coffee.
Alright. Close that for a moment. SK, I believe you're up next.
Yeah, so after the events of the prior night, I imagine SK sleeps well enough, all things considered. Wakes up a little on the earlier side because of his fairly restless sleep. And heads upstairs. I like to imagine that he's up just a little bit before Thaddeus comes down. So by the time that SK is already on his way up, and their paths sort of cross, and SK's got this tray of coffee carafe and a cup and a few bites to eat, like he was about to bring Thaddeus some breakfast. Sees you enter the kitchen, just, you are up earlier than I anticipated.
I want to be.
Well, then, shall we have our coffee here, then?
Yeah, I think I'd like that.
He nods and silently pours Thaddeus a cup, resists the urge to tease him for the amount of sugar he puts in the otherwise black coffee, and slides the cup over towards you.
SK, I'm going to put it this way. You've never seen Thaddeus like this much of a mess before. He doesn't have the monocle on, he hasn't bothered styling his hair, he doesn't have his coat. You can even see his arm is a little bit loose in the socket that he didn't even bother to adjust in the morning. He just stumbled downstairs. But he looks up at you with a smile and takes the cup and just says, "Thank you."
Do you need some assistance with that? And his eyes glance down towards your arm.
Oh, it must have slipped my mind.
It's alright, I've got one of your screwdrivers around here somewhere. And he starts opening, like, random kitchen drawers that have all kind of become junk drawers. And procures one of the screwdrivers and approaches you, starting to tighten things into place.
Thanks.
Wouldn't be the first time I've had to fix you up.
And every single time I keep saying I hope it's going to be the last.
If it isn't, that's all.
When did you get home last night?
I'd say, around the time I normally retire.
The time you know. Fuck.
I'm surprised you are emerging by yourself, if that is what you are inquiring.
I'm not surprised. You... SK. If you got home when you normally did, why are you still here?
I don't understand.
I'm not proud of a single thing I said last night. I'm not proud of a single thing I did last night. If you heard any of that... Oh my god.
I couldn't say as to the nature of your particular conversation, but if things did not go as anticipated, or as you hope,
I wouldn't even call it hope or anticipation. I didn't even have anything you could even remotely call a plan. I was at the end of my rope, SK. We're working with Thalafir now. I'm having to contest with all of this, and I wasn't sure what to make of the fact that he and Kloven had talked or worked together before when we didn't know, and a lot boiled over and spilled out of me, and I should stay home. I can't be out in the way I'm at right now.
It's the joy of it being the morning. We have time.
Time's not gonna fix this.
Heals all wounds. But to your point, I do think that it takes a bit more than that.
Yeah.
Is that
What?
I understand that things did not go well. As a matter of fact, I did notice Kloven take his leave. I think things are very complicated for him as well.
I'm not up my own ass with this. I was out of my mind. I was out of turn.
And I think, perhaps all things considered, it may not feel particularly good, but things are as they ought to be for now.
You want to know what's fucked up about this whole thing, SK? I talked about it to Mai a few days ago. When I started working on that damn gun. When I started trying to sink my fingers into the fabric of what makes this whole bubble tick. When I started trying to figure out the void, finally. And I told her that the mission comes first. That the goals to save everyone, to get us out of this mess, came first. And I could worry about whatever my heart wanted afterwards. And I couldn't even make it 3 days.
Thaddeus, you are not a machine.
Maybe I should be.
Much as you might prefer to be, you are not. We are noble beings. And I know that you and I don't necessarily look the part of human, but we do have human in us, human tendencies. Only human.
SK.
It's not a I know what we are up against, but it's not a crime to feel. And I could not stand if you shoved everything that makes you you in a box, locked in some dark crevice of your mind. I could not stand for that. No matter if that was what it took to save us all. I am selfish enough to forbid you from doing so.
You know, You don't need to tell me that you're human. You're somebody, you're a person. You've always been more human than even I've been.
Thaddeus,
What?
everything that I am is thanks to you. Know this. If it weren't for you and your kindness and your patience, I would not be half the man that I am today.
Oh, all I did was be your friend. It's not hard. It's easy to me, actually. You're way more likable than I even think you want to admit.
I think the fact that it came so easy to you to reach out your hand to a half-sentient animal without fear speaks more to your character than mine.
SK, you talk a big game about survival and the meaning of what we do and the nature of who we are. Don't get that you never were an animal. I knew that even when we first met.
He gives a little quirk of a smile and scratches at the leather of the muzzle against his jaw. I cannot say that with any kind of certainty. Memory loss is a hell of a thing. You know as well as I do. I don't know who I was, what I was. But I know what I am now. That is because of you.
I know what you were. It was easy to see. You weren't an animal, SK. You were afraid. Anyone would be in your situation. You felt alone. It was pretty damn clear. I just wanted you to know that you weren't. Because I was there too. This morning was probably the most alone I've felt in a long time. I made the dumbest judgment call I've ever made in my life, and I guess I'm paying for it. I had it coming.
SK gives a strangely, casual shrug. Tops off your coffee a little bit. Perhaps. But at the end of the day, you and I still need to move forward, don't we?
Yeah.
And I hope that after everything, if nothing else, you will take this as a lesson to heed my advice and get some rest once in a while.
I think you're right. I was in no place to be making any moves or having any conversation like that. Not
Did
after
you...
3
Sorry,
days.
finish your thought.
3 days of just working in the shop constantly. You had to force me into bed the first one. I remember that.
I did have to drag you, almost kicking and screaming. Thaddeus, did you know that some sort of genuses of large felines sleep upwards of 20 to 22 hours of the day? I think perhaps we ought to take a lesson from them. We are at our most efficient when we are well rested.
Yeah. You're right. I just keep getting it in my head that we don't have that kind of time. And if I keep burning the midnight oil, that I can make that breakthrough we need faster. We can help more people, stop more problems, fix things that shouldn't be broken.
Well, you can't fix things if you're dead.
I guess you're right.
And we don't know how much time we have. That's true of life itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, now that you have had a full night's sleep, I highly recommend that you put yourself together, put on a very fine outfit, and we will brave what comes next.
I feel like I'm walking out to a firing squad.
Perhaps their aim won't be as good as yours.
Yeah, SK, I don't want to go.
I know. But I do think you would be missed.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, I owe Adamar a drink. Tate probably is worried about me. I really don't want to see Thalafir right now, and...
Thankfully, he sticks out like a sore thumb, so he'll be easy to avoid.
Yeah, but... SK... I don't think Kloven wants to see me after last night. He deserves to at least have some joy before we go out to whatever the hell is wrong in Eden.
I didn't realize you'd become clairvoyant in the last 12 hours.
Huh?
You seem very sure of Kloven's thoughts and feelings.
He... What makes you think I'm wrong?
I don't. But you could be. And you'll never know unless you talk to him again. Which you will have to, granted we're a part of the whole saving the world expedition together. So why not speak to him again in more pleasant circumstances?
All right. Fuck. SK, do you... We haven't been in town for a while. I haven't needed this for a while. I haven't needed this since we left. Do you know where my suit is?
He gives a little nod. I'll have it pressed for you.
All right, I'll put something on to cover up these eye bags, and I'll get ready.
He gives a toothy grin. Very good.
I wouldn't be me if I wasn't willing to take a gamble for the greater good, after all.
That's the spirit. Now, how about some breakfast?
Are you offering, or are you asking me to cook?
In your condition, it's a miracle you'd be able to pour the coffee. He puts on a little apron, gets ready to cook breakfast.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, but you haven't become too bad yourself.
And with that, SK will whip them up a little modest breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And unless there's anything else Thaddeus wants to say, I think that's a good
I'm
start.
good. I'm good. Yeah, that was
Cool.
good.
Cool. So yeah, as the day sort of starts to move on along, you know that this ceremony is going to essentially be like once it gets into the later half of the day. So everybody kind of just doing their own thing, taking their time to get ready. And as that time comes close, I must ask everyone, what were your like preparations to it, / how do you wish to go to this event? Tate, I see you unmuted, so.
Yeah, this is everyone's gonna submit homework. I think outside of like bringing anything that like, because I remember back when this campaign started, we had a festival. I imagine, good lord, I can't remember our town's mayor. I remember he's big.
Carol.
And Carol.
Carol.
I imagine any preparations the Plantar family do at Carol for the first festival, they would likely pack and bring those things over for the ceremony of healing. And it's really just that. Tate isn't like gussing up or anything. There's no like fancy outside of wearing the mask that he bought his first time, and
Yeah, and that's definitely something. Tate, I assume you've been helping out with moving stuff around, like at the very least for the majority of this day, to try and do any help, last minute help. And you definitely would notice that pretty much everybody in Dashek is wearing like they've got their masks ready. That's like going to be a part of this, to wear their own personal masks that they chose for themselves. So, yeah. Then, Kloven, I'll move on to you for now. Yulia? Oh no.
No, we
We
cannot
can't
hear
hear
you.
you.
Oh no.
He's in the box.
Okay.
Kloven punished.
Punish Kloven.
Yeah. we heard him just fine earlier. Okay. Then let me sort of move on a little bit. SK and Thaddeus, are you both going to be coming to the ceremony together?
Very likely, I think. Just because
Yeah.
SK wants to make sure, not even that, like, Thaddeus is definitely going, to this event, this shindig. He just wants to make sure he's not staying cooped up in the house and hiding.
Mm-hmm.
Ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Then, I see Yulia's BRB. 1 second.
Yulia's fighting the PC.
1 second. Okay, I believe we are back. Hopefully I don't have to fix too much in post.
Land of technical difficulties.
Yes. But yes, Yulia, would you like to describe what Kloven's up to as leading up to the festival?
Absolutely. So unlike the last festival, he is not going to be wearing a dress of any kind, be it nun or maid attire. He's going for more of a ceremonial look, almost like when the guards have like either big events or things like that. So his armor, while still the same, is a bit more ceremonial now. He's got like, a more like dashing cape, and his hair is pulled back into like a really high ponytail, along with the mask, the Voss mask that they wore previously.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably believe that he's just trying to keep himself busy. I think working around making sure that everyone in the stocks is okay before they head over to Dashik, and just talking with the guards there and, catching up, making sure everything's okay. Just doing whatever he can to keep his mind off things.
Yeah, fair. Then I think as the day continues to move on, with Kloven and Tate kind of being involved in the setup of everything, you can see like the people of Dashik. This is something that's like, it's kind of rehearsed, but at the same time, it's never been like this before, at least for the people that are around. In that they're sort of like kind of getting together. There's a few people you can see. Actually, Marion is one of the folks that's kind of like been sort of leading a lot of the efforts, because she's one of the only people that's still around from the time that they did do these sorts of things above ground, these sorts of ceremonies. And she is, sorry, I'll make sure I'm reading this right. You can see that she's there and she's wearing a little squirrel mask, as they are all like, as she's telling Quinn and Gale and a few other folks to go and gather wood from everywhere to sort of create as big of a bonfire as possible. And as kind of running around, Kloven, you're working with Adamar a bit, who probably notices you're in service mode essentially. But just kind of like shakes it off of just like, well, he's also in like, work mode at this point, so it's just like, we'll address that later.
Kloven actually working?
Yeah. This is like, this is weird. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so day goes on, the bonfire is struck, and you can see all the locals start to come out, as mentioned. You can see Quinn wearing the same snake mask that you saw when he first arrived. Gale is wearing a boar mask, and Ku as well. I'm going to be calling her Ku going forward now that everybody knows that her name is Ku. Ku is not wearing a mask, given the fact that she is an animal herself. But as the party begins to kind of like rev up and people start to arrive from the stocks, you can see that one of the first people there is actually Mai, and she was working with a few of the locals building, and you can see that they all have like a few different essentially makeshift drums with some animal skins attached to them that she presumably built for them all. And the people of Dashek seem to understand what to do with them from previous situations, and very percussive sort of music starts to play as the party begins to sort of move up. And you can see, I would say, Kloven and Tate, you can see that she is very much in her element here. She's dancing around while playing a bit of a jig to match the energy of the drumming itself. As this is happening, go ahead and say that it's probably around this point that Thaddeus and Sewer King, you would arrive. So with the party kind of kicking off proper, I don't know if anybody wanted to talk to each other right out the gate. I know Thaddeus and Kloven are probably going to avoid each other a little bit, but I just wanted to leave it open for initial conversations amongst the party if you want there to be any.
I will say Thaddeus did clean up a little bit more than you'd expect. He actually kind of has his hair down. He's not like trying to brush it back or anything. He's just casual for once.
I think at least for the initial bit, while the celebration is just starting, I think SK would stay close to Thaddeus just so neither of them feel alone. So he'll just be kind of wallflowering a little bit, at least for the start.
I think while Kloven is trying to maintain his regular facade, I think he is a bit distant, just, giving little cordial smiles here and there, but, just trying to make it seem that he's busy.
Oh boy. Tate?
Is this obvious that everyone is wallflowering?
I would say...
Oh, Thaddeus isn't even wallflowering. He's like going around and talking with the locals.
Oh no, that's weird for Thaddeus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thaddeus being social?
And you said Mai is vibing right now, right?
Mai is currently playing on her violin, dancing around to the rhythm of the drums that the folks from Dashek are playing.
This is our last night of being relaxed with each other. I am not letting any of you ruin this. Tate is gonna go up to Mai.
Okay.
And he is gonna whisper in her ear to play the song from the table incident.
Oh my god!
Yeah. All of you try being morose with this.
Oh my god. I imagine she just it's probably after a song finishes and there's like a little lull as she's like trying to figure out what to do next. And you walk up to her and say this, she just goes, "Are you kidding me?"
The band song.
Look at them. Look at all of them right now. Thaddeus is talking with people and Kloven isn't.
Oh, that is
I don't know much
strange.
about SK at parties, but you and I can both tell there's something in the air, and I don't want us going on an adventure with that still being there. They don't gotta work things out between them right now, but at the very least, I'd like us to smile for one more night before we, have to fight monsters and monstrosities. Alliteration intended.
I mean, you're absolutely correct. I just... I can't say I was prepared to... No, it's fine. I know it. And she'll just kind of walk over to the drummers and just like kind of give them the tempo. You see her conduct out a few bars of it, and then just like map out essentially the flow of the song as she sort of takes her violin back up, nodding her head to the music, and begins to play said music.
We don't have to like define a song with it now, but I've always kind of imagined it like one of those forbidden quote unquote songs in culture, like the conga's a forbidden dance, for instance.
I think once it starts and like realization starts to seep in what the song is, like I feel like it's one of those scratch tapes where you see Kloven immediately stop and like the Ghibli hair that kind of raises when they get surprised.
Neuron activated.
Not this shit again.
Something is moving and it's not Howl's Castle.
He kind of like tries to nonchalantly look around, but you can see his face is a little bright at the moment.
I think if you were to look around and see Tate, he would shoot you a knowing shit-eating grin. And then motion you over to where I'm assuming other people are dancing.
He kind of meets his gaze a little and in a way just sighs visibly where you can see his shoulders kind of droop. All right, I get the memo. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Before composing himself enough to start to, shimmy his way over to the crowd.
As you shimmy your way over to the crowd, as you said, you can see, you look into the folks that are dancing along, and a lot of them are the folks from Dash X. This is essentially their event, but also there as a part of this, you can see Pumpkin is there, and she is currently dancing with Janine. Janine is wearing, Tate, you would recognize this as one of Pumpkin's black dresses with a large slit down the side. It seems to have been added to allow her legs to fit through properly. And they're both just kind of dancing, and they probably see Kloven, and I imagine Pumpkin knows about said table incident. And sort of like takes a break of dancing with Janine to kind of come over to you, and it's just like, it's your song.
Yes, it's a hard moment to forget. I almost feel honored.
And yet you don't seem to be very into it. What's up with that?
Well, given the situation is so notorious, I feel like I can't live up to the moment that was previously provided without copious amount of alcohol.
Then we obviously need to get you a lot more alcohol.
I do believe that your attention is diverted elsewhere.
She looks
like a knowing look.
She looks around and just try and see if there's someone else there, and sees Thaddeus.
Hey, Lily.
Yeah.
I think Thaddeus has like found and hit up Quinn to show them how to dance a little bit.
Oh.
Cute.
Okay.
God, you really have two left feet, don't you?
Never really had much of an opportunity to do something like this.
I'd imagine not. Living underground doesn't really give you many dance floors. Come on, let me lead.
We don't do much of the... I mean, I don't know anything about leading or following and dancing. It's more so just a group activity.
Just don't try to step on my feet, and I'll teach you a couple things. I'm sure you'll be able to impress the other people around here once I'm done.
I would not count on it. I'm hardly a dexterous person.
Good enough.
Only way to learn is to practice, right?
Uh-huh. Correct. I'm gonna switch back to Pumpkin and Kloven and just be like, oh, it seems he's already busy.
He looks happy. I'm glad.
In the most gender-neutral way possible, she looks you dead in the eyes, not dancing at all anymore. She says, girl, what the fuck is wrong?
Thank you.
I love Pumpkin.
Yes, you are Tate's sister. I'm reminded again and again. I had a bit of an argument last night, so just making sure not to upset him any more than I already have.
So you're just going to stand out there doing nothing? The life of the party is just going to be in a stupid guard uniform for the next 4 hours while everybody has a great time? You're just going to stand there? Are you kidding me?
I've heard that others like men in uniform.
Don't be dumb.
I understand what you're saying. I won't try to be lectured.
Okay. So, I won't pester you on it anymore. Just, people are gonna notice, considering how close your whole party is.
I try not to make it as obvious, but seems nothing can get past you.
It's so that nothing can get past me, and more so that this is a small fucking town. Everybody knows everybody's business.
They certainly do. I'll try not to make myself a stranger, I promise.
Okay. Good enough for me. And you see Janine kind of walks back over and just say, is everything okay over here? Pumpkin turns around and just quickly gives her a smile and just says, everything's fine, dear. Let's get back to it.
Yes, I'll leave you both to it.
Okay. Then, one of the other things that I just kind of want to note is that's going on while everybody's having these moments is you can actually see in the distance, sort of on the outskirts, you can see Marianne is just kind of like clapping her hands along to it. And right beside her is actually Anti. And you can see them just kind of like standing next to each other quietly. Marianne looking up at them every once in a while with you can't see her face because of the squirrel mask. But you can see that they're there, they're talking to each other, and they seem to be in each other's company for the majority of the night as it goes on. But after the first few dances kind of move along and to go and settle down, Ku will actually make her first appearance in the ceremony proper and just kind of speak up and just say, sorry, this is one of those things I should have mentioned. It's written in my notes and I didn't get to it. This ceremony is taking place basically directly around the Moonwell itself. So we're a little bit outside of where the main town of Dashek is, but you can see that there's a lot of like construction going on in this area, and it's definitely been one of the major focuses for the reconstruction efforts. And so as the crowd is clapping, Ku's gonna kind of walk up and just speak up to the rest of the party, not the player party, like the party as a whole. And just says, "Well, been a long time since we've had a proper one of these, but I believe we have more to do than just celebrate here." And you can see Quinn breaks away from you, Thaddeus, to kind of go up to Ku, excusing themselves to be able to take their place. And as they do, you can see one of the people kind of stumbles up in its, which Quinn quickly catches is Ideen. And she is looking weak, but is able to essentially walk if given the support by Quinn. And so she kind of takes he leads Ideen to Ku, and then Ku kind of takes her and picks her up and lowers her and brings her over into the body of the Moonwell, which, as she does, for the first time since you've been in Dashik, you can see it sort of begin to light up a little bit as she takes steps in there, seemingly having some form of energy return to it in some way, shape, or form. And as she does so, you see Ku walk over and slowly walk down into the Moonwell. And as she does, you can see her light up a little bit, as well as that light kind of coming through her, going into the tattoos that she has all over her body, and slowly start to push itself into the waters. It becomes this sort of beacon, and everybody is kind of watching at this point. And as she lowers Ideen into the Moonwell, you can see just a few flashes of light happen, and she stays submerged for roughly 30 seconds before Ku lifts her out and brings her to the little podium that they have sort of established as the center of the band area, as well as just for any sort of announcements. And she sets Ideen down next to her, and you all can see that all of the vines that used to be so ingrained into Ideen's person have all but vanished. And she seems still weak, but there's a soft smile that she gives as she looks back at Ku and just gives her a tight hug, which Ku returns after a bit of a surprised expression. And as the light kind of continues to emanate out of Ku, the crowd erupts in applause, and the music begins to restart once more. You all right? Anything? I'm gonna give another call for what people want to be doing before moving on to the next something.
Well, I'll have something, but let's let someone do something first.
I have a thing I want to do, but it involves dragging the party together. So I think I want to go last, if that's okay with you guys.
Then I guess more of like a pregame thing. As everyone's kind of going back to dancing, I'd like to imagine the situation where, everyone's kind of joining hands and kind of going around in a circle and kind of in the gif that Meris posted, just kind of going from partner to partner. And Kloven's I wouldn't undress is not the proper word I'm looking for, but
Hey, yo.
not
Take
not
the armor off, brother!
Make a whole
Just
new
take it
table
off.
incident.
No.
I'll just not.
Song really brings
not-
something out in him.
Hey yo. Keeping the cape on and things like that, but most of the armor is taken off at this point, so there's still like a nice, collared, like ornate shirt and whatnot. But as he's kind of getting a little bit more into the dancing, I'd like to imagine that it goes into the situation where he and Thaddeus kind of just end up as partners. Enjoying your night?
I suppose. Are you?
It's been nice. Do you mind if we speak after this?
I don't mind at all. But... Huh. Do you want to dance?
I would love that.
Me too. Same as usual, then.
As long as I get to lead.
You lead. I'll follow.
Yeah. He'll take Thaddeus's hand and slowly start leading him into a dance.
Thaddeus is going to follow along in the same step he's been practicing for years at every festival they've had at the stocks beforehand.
You look wonderful this evening.
And you do too now that you're out of the tin can.
I was wondering who would make the first joke.
Well, if I didn't, who would I be?
As witty as ever.
It was weird seeing you dressed up for work at a celebration.
Is it really hard to believe I can actually do my job?
When there's revelry to be had, when we're all here to have a good night, I think the job can take a back seat for once.
Try telling Adamar that.
You mean the man over there at the bar who's already 3 drinks in and is spouting things to whoever will listen?
Well, perhaps we are not too soon away from another table incident.
If he breaks a table, then I don't think anyone in the guards is capable of doing their job.
I certainly could not do what he does.
Neither could I. So, it's good that he's getting to relax.
You too. You seem rested.
Yeah. Yeah, I slept pretty well last night.
That's good. And he'll kind of, just kind of smile softly at that and avert his gaze just a millisecond. And as he continues dancing with him before the song ends.
You're as good as ever, Kloven.
I think you're improving a whole lot.
I've had a couple good teachers, but maybe one of these days I'll be able to keep up with you.
You can try again once we return from Eden.
Yeah. Maybe the venue's gonna be something nice we can make out of that place. If we can.
I'm sure we can.
Yeah. Well. I'm gonna go cut Adamar off. Let's meet somewhere a bit more private when this whole thing is over. How about that?
I look forward to it, yes.
Have a great night, Kloven. Thaddeus is going to turn back before he walks away, and he's going to give Kloven the same nice smile he's always gotten when they're only alone together.
And I will continue on with two small scenes. First up, Tate.
Yeah.
After this dance finishes, you can see Janine actually walks up and over to you. And you can see that she's very much just like big smile on her face, wearing this new dress that she's never worn before. And just kind of walks up to you and just says, "Your sister wants to know if you're going to join in the fun."
I mean, I was planning to, but I think the things are working out just fine tonight.
So you're not going to join?
I mean, I'd like to, but I'm not sure how to begin, to be honest. I was never really the dancing or singing type.
Oh. That's what Janine said you would say. I just needed a little bit of a breather. She's got more energy than me.
To be honest, this is kind of new for me too. I mean, she's not normally this excitable. We used to have this. Have you been to Thaddeus's bar back in the Stocks?
Mm-hmm. I have. Yeah.
Typically, I would be the one. I mean, she's doing it right now, performing and singing, and I would be at the bar just eating snacks and whatever was left over from Thaddeus's kitchen. And my sis, she'd usually just enjoy the vibe, but I don't know. She feels a lot more outgoing today. And other weird things. I mean, she's not really the type to share her clothing either, but she must really like you if she's doing that.
I don't really wear much in the way of clothing beyond the lab coat. It's just not the way we do things around Kenrill.
Well, I mean, in the Stocks, we like to share bits of ourselves, and especially with people we like, so if my sister's sharing the dress with you, I mean, you were already mighty charming, Janine. I mean, first impressions, we all immediately started trusting and caring for you. I'm sure my sister feels the same way.
Let's see, she blushes a little bit about that. I mean, you said earlier that she's not normally this outgoing, but this is kind of... well, this is the pumpkin I've known.
Oh. Well, as a very loving younger sibling, I'd really appreciate if you could tell me all the ways in which my sister has shown her care for you. And he's like, at this point, looking over at Pumpkin with this is the most shit-eating grin he's ever had in a night.
You can see, like, Janine is blushing, like, probably, I mean, just like the little, like, quiet little anime girl that she is. Just like
With
probably
the round glasses, huh?
yeah, the little finger touchies as well. Just like, oh, I mean, I don't know, but you could see as you toss the shit-eating grin towards Pumpkin, she immediately stops the dance and just starts to walk over to you. To walk over to you both and say, "What are you two talking about?"
Just about how caring and kind and amazing and outgoing you are. Really, I've never seen you be so outgoing before with anyone, really.
Bullshit.
Right.
Tate?
I don't know.
Tate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I've had a little bit of fun tonight. I guess I should at the very least embarrass myself before you get to embarrassing me. As he sees, like, at this point, he sees, like, Kloven and Thaddeus are separating. Is SK with anyone at this point?
Nope, not currently.
I'm saying moving scenes to SK. SK, you're sort of as. Did you join in the dance with Thaddeus in that area, or are you wallflowering at this point after Thaddeus moved in?
I regret to say that SK is a chronic wallflower.
I
so-
figured.
Poor guy.
I was counting on that, in fact. But you sort of hear. Sorry, Wesley is playing with something.
I've been hearing him crying from 2 floors up, so
He's got his chili pepper. Anyways,
all is well.
anyways, sorry, let my VTuber fix itself. Okay, so as you're kind of just wallflowering back there, your ears are much more capable of picking things up than just like standard human ears. And so you can just hear like the faint flapping of wings in the distance and hear them get a little bit closer before they land next to you. And as you
Aw.
kind of look to your right, you see Thalafir is standing beside you as he tucks his wings into his back. Says, as promised, here I am.
And fashionably late as well.
Indeed. I see you're not much for the party type yourself.
No, I take a more observant role. Although being topside is much more energetic.
Well, as someone that used to be a bit more of a wallflower at these sorts of events, and who will likely be a wallflower at this event tonight, I don't exactly want the most attention to be put on me. It's quite fun once you get in the right mood for it.
Perhaps. When one learns what is expected of them, anyway.
Well, then what's expected of one here? Seems like you got a few wallflowers.
I think we're all learning how to live together.
Mm.
It makes for an odd kind of group.
Still experiencing some of the mistrust from yesterday, then?
Now, what sort of survival skills would we have if we forgave you so quickly?
Fair enough. Don't
But-
expect you to trust me.
For what it's worth, tempers have simmered, I think.
Should I continue to conceal myself from Thaddeus?
That might be for the best.
Fair enough. You can see they kind of like take a second and do a few twitches of their fingers. And as they do so, they probably catch eyes with you, Tate, and give you a little grin as you see them shift into a more let's say they are already elven, but you can see that they kind of like shift into much more of a humanoid person. Nothing too much. Give themselves some nice long hair to throw off as much as possible, and just kind of give you a nod, Tate. Say, I figure that, and this is to SK, I figure the long hair will throw them off well enough.
Sort of for a moment, and then gives a really, like, cheeky, toothy smile. Almost looks strange now.
I know. Been a long time since I've had any form of hair, so... Well...
So, what will you do now?
I can't say I feel that much up to partying. I more so just wanted to make appearances so that way that one, gestures to Tate, would not think I didn't keep my word. Unless you would
That
like to
being
dance
said-
yourself.
No, I was sort of libation.
Well, you can always go for a glass of wine. You do have wine, correct? The answer is yes.
I was about to say, do we DM?
You do. You do.
SK, I'm going to say something very important for future reference. You always have access to Thaddeus's wine stocks.
Think I can put in a good word and procure something for the special occasion.
Very good. I will be looking forward to it immensely. We don't exactly have much in the way of wine in the Night Owl's headquarters.
Unfortunate indeed.
It
Yet
is...
another thing that you would be able to have on the regular should you decide to forego certain attachments.
Gives you a little... It's like smirk and just says, I understand that there's much in life that I've given up in order to stay alive. But what is it worth to stay alive when you could be living? Right, Sewer King?
Indeed. Waxing poetry before a drink is dangerous.
One of my favorite pastimes.
Well, let us get you something to drink, and perhaps Tate might wish to join us, and actually, properly lay eyes on you. Hair and all.
Hair and all. Very good. Alright. Then I will say before we get to that, as Kloven and Thaddeus sort of break off a little bit, Kloven, you are approached by Ku.
Oh.
And Ku will kind of walk up with like with a smile on her face. She's still glowing a little bit. And just jokingly asked you, having a good night, Kloven?
Sure, you know as well as anyone here how I feel at the moment.
Oh, I've definitely picked up on some of it, though. I mean, it doesn't matter too much.
What you did this evening is wonderful, and I'm happy for Dazzle.
I'm happy too. It does feel a bit like at least some of the power has started to return to me, which is very strange. No moon, but some light.
What do you intend to do now?
Well, we'll see where the night goes, I suppose. Though, I suppose I should back off. I was told not to go after you anymore.
I see. Wonder who could have told you that.
Who indeed?
be a very reliable companion nonetheless.
Maybe one day. The people of Dashek are still much in need of my assistance.
I know you'll continue to help them.
It feels strange considering I spent so long
You'll be back.
trying to, feeling animosity towards them. But
Warming up a little now, are you?
you know, when your entire existence can be sustained by people's belief, and then they all stop believing in you, when they start to believe in you again, it does feel good, but the sting still is there. I suppose I can't blame them for forgetting. It's not like I really was round. It's complicated.
One step at a time, and well, you're learning to forgive them too.
Yeah. At least they seem to be okay with me maintaining this form.
It's a good look on you.
I know. You don't need to tell me twice. Good enough to have you in the palm of my hand.
Yes, I think I'm banned from doing anything around that for quite a while, but
Well, if you're still available when that quite a while ends, you know where to find me.
I look forward to our next encounter then.
Have a good night, Kloven.
You as well, Koo.
And any other scenes people want to do? That's all that I have.
I got two things in mind. The first thing I want to do is party is still mostly separated. I'm going to execute Operation Look Like a Fool.
Oh no.
He's gonna look over at Janine and Pumpkin and go back to that line where he had said that look, I should make a fool out of myself before my sister does. Janine, did my sister ever explain to you about Kloven's table incident?
No, I can't say that's come up.
I think you deserve a visual representation. and Tate is gonna walk up to a table.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, no.
Oh my god!
Hey!
Don't sacrifice it.
I'm gonna bring the party together. Tate is gonna get up on that table, and you know, when a big guy gets on a table, like the record scratches, everybody will look up.
Just imagine you catch Mai's glance of her just looking up at you, just like, with this knowing, but also like, oh no.
I need to stress, the only times Tate has ever danced has been with Mai leading, so this is true freestyle. This is a very sexless man as he begins to do a seductive dance and then jumps off the table. And he does what he thinks is seductive, but he performs what is basically like a negative crit roll on a performance check as he proceeds to break it down in the worst, like, not even like a disgusting way, and like this is a train wreck of a dance. He gets on all fours and spins. He does the Midwest white man version of a twerk. He does not know what is going on. And he'll make eye contact with Thalafir and SK.
The mating call.
I just want to note, I'm going to note a few people's reactions. You could during your spin, you probably see Pumpkin hands buried in her hands buried over her face. Janine just looking on in kind of abject horror. Mai looking at you, the music stopping. Just like her holding the violin, just like, oh my god. And then just Thalafir looks at you with just this stupid ass smirk on his face, like he is enjoying every second of this embarrassment.
So the music has stopped.
Yeah.
What do my Mistwalkers do?
I think SK is gonna be the first to come save you.
Thaddeus is having a PTSD flashback.
Yeah. He's just gonna walk up to you with just this dopey grin and just, I think perhaps a bird of paradise's life is not for you. And he'll give you a hand and lead you over back to where he and Thalafir are about to grab a beverage.
Tate stops you and then out loud says, so people can hear, I was just doing what I saw Kloven do.
Oh.
Kloven again with the Ghibli hair.
Tate, I'm gonna come out and say it. I think with your physique, that was the closest you could have possibly come. 8 out of 10. Please don't break any more tables.
I didn't break a table, I was breaking it down, right? Does Kloven come over at this point?
Well, if you would like some pointers, I can certainly give them to you at
Kloven, do not.
Implying there will be a next time then.
There will not be a next time.
I could use the practice, I mean...
No.
Can't have mushroom and everything, you know?
It's very unique.
I think the party would walk and talk back to Thalafir to go with SK leading, right?
Quite the show you put on there, Tate.
Is that not how people dance where you're from?
No, I cannot say that is how people dance where I'm from.
You could show us. I mean, that's about breaking down walls between us, right?
And breaking down other things, apparently.
No. Listen, you got me here. I'm not going to do much more than that.
That's fair, I suppose.
I don't want to be a stick in the mud to the rest of you. I know how my presence can bother you all. Looking at Thaddeus. But I did deem it important enough to show up.
It's fine. We're here to help. I've had time to think.
That is good. Then, tomorrow, I will meet you all back here. Same place. About as close to noon as possible. And we'll make our way.
Yeah. We'll be ready.
Good. I look forward to working with you all. And I hope we can figure this out.
Likewise.
I know you said you only have one person you want to save there, but... Not to sound religious or anything, or sacrilegious as the case may be. But the 4 of us, we've got a track record of leaving places way better than we thought we would. So, even if working with you still makes me a bit nauseous, that is, Eden is still a place where people lived. And if there's even a sliver of a chance that it can be that again, I'm gonna see if we can work a miracle.
Would need to be one hell of a miracle.
Impossible's just a word, Thalafir.
Got a few of those miracles on our side, so.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know, I've heard many stories about you folks in the previous cycles. And you do tend to have a tendency to make something impossible seem possible. Now, granted, quite evidently you've never succeeded in the grand scheme of things, but who knows? If one timeline's going to be successful, I would much prefer it to be this one.
Well, no matter how many timelines it takes, if the 4 of us haven't given up yet, I don't think we ever will until we win.
But you see, I only get this one.
Then we'll try to save you too.
Right. I'll keep working to prevent the child from pulling plug.
Appreciate it. To be honest, I've been thinking about yesterday, and I'm realizing that even if I don't like how you've treated us, even if you're responsible for people I know being people I'll never see again, even in a little way, what you can do is buy us time. And that's... well, I'd say you're about the only person in the world selling that.
As long as the child is entertained, this world has a future.
Alright then. You play babysitter, we'll fix the problem.
Well, I hope to be a little bit more hands-on, at least for the time being. But yes. Of course.
Well. Has anyone offered you a drink yet? A dance even?
No dancing. Sewer King got me a beverage, and I much appreciate it.
No dancing, huh?
No dancing. You cannot get me to dance.
Uh-huh. Thaddeus is gonna grab his hand.
And just like phases right through his hand. No dancing.
If you're gonna be working with us, I'm gonna need you to stop being a stick in the mud. If I'm gonna stick my neck out for you, you can at least have a little bit of fun tonight.
But I thought you liked sticking the muds.
No. I like people who can have a little fun when it matters.
No, but your affections to... Never mind. Maybe that's not the time. But no. No dancing for me. Not yet. I don't have a reason to celebrate. I prefer to have at least that.
You will when we're done with Eden.
I hope so.
You owe me one then, alright?
Fine.
If only because I want to see how much you'd squirm at the idea.
Well, I'm quite the good dancer. Believe me. He gives you a smirk before he starts to walk backwards.
It's lovely getting to know our temporary companion, and thank you, Tate, for doing that.
I'll always break it down for you.
Yes, it may not have been the most effective mating display, but it was very entertaining nonetheless.
Well,
Who said anything
Not
about
gonna
maiden? I
forget
just wanted
that
to dance with my
anytime soon.
friends.
No, well, I thought that was the intent of said table dancing.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine Kloven doing a maiden dance or anyone in particular.
Stares at Kloven.
listen, no matter what state Kloven is in on a daily basis, I'm pretty sure that night he was so inebriated that the dance was directed to whom it may concern.
You throw your lance out at whatever hits.
Well, I'll tell you this much, I was certainly pretty concerned.
Yes. Well, we're not trying to do any repeats, and we can discuss what that means later on, Tate.
Yeah, sure. Anytime.
All right. Then, okay. I will just kind of describe a few things as the night starts to wind down a little bit. Dalafira hasn't not quite left yet, but is just going to kind of like hang back and drink some wine and probably request Sewer King bring him a new glass every so often.
Just snapping his fingers. Another.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
But after a few songs can like go by, pretty much like every few songs, you can see that Ku kind of takes her place. And there's every time that this happens, there's a new person you can see. None of them that you particularly recognize, but you can kind of surmise just from previous situations that these are likely the folks that were some of the folks that you guys were fighting off in previous incidents or what have you. It seems to be just more people have been found, all of which being soaked in the healing springs of the moon water before being presented once more, a similar cheer as just more and more people seem to be being freed from the corruption of the Namiota and are on the process of being assimilated back into proper society. And at this moment, Quinn is going to kind of come over to you all and just say, now that all of you are together, I feel like I've said it many times, but I mean, we all can't thank you enough for what you did. It means so much to us to be back on solid ground and have all these people back. So thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
Really glad we were able to help you.
I do not know what it is exactly that our future will bring, but whenever everything here is settled, at the very least, you can count on me to help you all out as best as I can. In the full strength of Dashek as well. I promise we'll be behind you.
I'm sure that would be much to come.
You've got a lot of work here to do as well, but we appreciate any of the assistance down the road, if necessary.
Of course. I understand you. You're gonna be going on quite a wild journey. What I've been hearing is true from Adamar. But we may just be simple, not quite as technologically advanced as the folks in Kenril at the very least. But I mean, strength's worth something. Yeah. I'm glad you all enjoyed your night.
What will you all do in the meantime?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I imagine there's quite a bit more thoughts to be discovered. So, that's at least what I'm up to. Finding the pods of those that've gone missing, bringing them back here, having Ku dip them into the moonwell. Hopefully, saving our people. I've taken enough of your time. Have a pleasant night. And good luck with whatever comes next.
Hey.
Hmm?
I hope we could take more of our time in the future. It's never a bad time with you.
Appreciate it. I'm sure there'll be many more times.
Yeah. Just keep making this place better than when we found it, alright?
That's the goal. Alright. And they'll back off and rejoin the rest of Dashek. And Sif, I believe you said there's something you wanted to do?
I want to do something with Dalafir. There's no way they can come back to the stocks with us, right?
Are you essentially inviting them to come back, like, as the party finishes?
Yeah, I would like him to come for a little bit. Not to stay for, like, dinner for anything, because I'm pretty sure it's, like, the time of night where everyone want to sleep.
Yeah.
But just to, like, walk and talk with him through the stocks, because last time we was here was a pretty hostile event, yeah?
Yeah, no, that's pretty fair to say. Yeah, I would say you can do that.
Dalafir, I was wondering if you'd want to walk through the fields where we grow our crops. Just to, see it.
I mean, I've seen it through our observations.
But you haven't smelt the grass, right? Step through the dirt. Feel the breeze.
Very rarely do I step. But yes, you are not entirely incorrect.
Then please, indulge me.
Very well. And he'll take a quick bow to the party and just say, "It appears that I'm being carted away. Have a good night, you all."
A very good night to you as well.
He holds onto the glass of wine. This is probably glass number 3 or so, as he walks with you.
We'll walk him out to the fields. It's dark out. We don't see stars, right?
Nope.
Yep. It's just dark. It's breezy. Whatever looks like clouds from the mist. Eating something real special to you, yeah?
It was the place where I first found my home, so yes, I would say so.
I mean, you don't mean was, right? You mean is. Because we're gonna... It is salvageable, right? It is savable.
I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. I do not expect it to be savable.
I've seen Anta bring more living land out of wastelands. Can't imagine it won't be the same here, but you want to save it, right? However slim that chance may be, you'd want it, right?
If I could find a way to wave a hand and return Eden back to the way it was hundreds of years ago, I would do it in a heartbeat.
It's not just Eden too, right? That person, the one you admire, you want to save him too, right?
I'm fairly certain he's the only being powerful enough to do what we are discussing, so yes.
I mean, it's not just that either. I mean, when you spoke about them, the look in your eyes, I think you've seen it. It's a look we all share. Each of us holds somebody in pretty high regard, want to do right by them, want to do what they would do, right?
You're pressing into this whole thing. And while you may be... You can see it just kind of like looks aside, still with just like... I just want to emphasize, since I don't know if I described it very much last time, Balafir looks eternally tired. Like, there's just bags and just like... Despite being a seemingly ageless entity, having lived for hundreds of years, is just looks awful. Like, emaciated and just tired. Just says, if there was a chance to restore things to the way they were, snap my fingers and go back in time. In every way, shape, and form, never have to step on this godforsaken amalgamation of rocks. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Right? Insight check to see, because like I really want to see like he admires that person the same way like Tate admires Mai, or how Thaddeus admires Jillian.
I
Wants to
think
do right by them.
I think that is
Himself.
fair to say, but go ahead and make your insight. So I launch roll 20 because I did not.
Oh my god, same! Oh, we were bad. We're so bad.
You were like, can I make a roll? I was like, oh shit, we do roll a dice in this game.
We're not playing D&D. This is an audio drama. Like, this is...
Hit me with that insight whenever you're ready.
Watcha.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think he's really trying to hide it very much right now. So I think it's pretty fair to say that the look in his eyes in regards to how he speaks of Kyrafel and how he has spoke of Kyrafel is definitely a deep affection. You can't quite gather what kind of affection it is, but like it's a deep admiration for this entity.
Speak of them as their... You speak of them that you implied that they hold so much kindness and care for those around them. And I don't... The callousness you showed in service of something you're pursuing isn't something they would want. I can tell that much, right?
It's not exactly about what they want, it's about what's necessary.
I've thought about that. I think Thaddeus says too. Doing unforgivable things for people we care about. But how is that? You know that no matter how you pursue it, you're not sure if they'll forgive you for what you've done, right?
Maybe. I don't know what they'll say. They locked themselves away so long ago that it feels like even that decision. So strange.
I promise you, Thalafir, that person that you're afraid that you've become, someone not deserving of their affections or attention, you're not quite there yet. I can see what may be guilt or concern in the bags under your eyes. I just wanted to bring you out here to remind you that, or to show you that everyone has their own Eden. This is my Eden. The people here are my Eden. I want to promise you that before you let that callousness of yours push you too far, in service, in honor of that person you hold so dearly, I'll make sure your life is serving a better goal under the soil here, alright? If you ever treat lives with that callousness again. I want to make it clear. Tate is not looking at him angrily, or in any attempt to intimidate him. This is more of like a fact thing of like, before you lose yourself to becoming a monster, I will make sure that that person doesn't know about that. That person doesn't have to see it.
We all do monstrous things sometimes. And until I'm certain that I can accomplish my goals, I will continue to do monstrous things. Because I cannot afford to lose that which I hold so dear. Whether Kyrfel can correct the wrongs of Eden, or the child, they're the only two people that I can feel any form of certainty could be capable of doing so. So I will do atrocities. I will do wrong to save the people I love. And I would love it if those things were not necessary. That is why I am here for you. Is why I'm trying to help you. But know that when it comes down to it, my agenda, my goals, are what I serve. Not the goodwill of these people.
I know. So I'm appealing to the way Kyrfel sees you. The way I know that if they treat you any way the people in my life treat me, they wouldn't hate you for what you had to do. They would feel pain for you.
Pain?
So I promise you.
Pain for me? You feel pain every day. It's nothing new.
As long as you stick by us, I promise you, you'll see just how far we can go without needing to become monsters. We'll save them.
Fair enough.
I just wanted to let you know. We won't let things get bad at all. What'll happen if they do?
Well, I certainly hope that we can have a happy ending to this situation.
We will.
Forgive me if I have my doubts.
I think I'm good there, DM.
Okay. Then at this point, you can see there's kind of just like a quivering eyebrow at the that seems to be pointed more downwards. as he just kind of scoffs for a moment and takes off.
Tate will bring in the night. We'll breathe in the night air once more and make his way home.
All right. Who's going next? I believe there was a few conversations being discussed, but I will leave it to whoever hops in first to have the first discussion.
I might want to talk to Kloven.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. At the end of the night, how, or at the end of the event, I should say, how does Kloven, like, is he just starting to go home like he normally would? How, I kind of want to get a vibe check on Kloven.
Sure. So probably as much effort as both Pumpkin and Tate have done, and the little dance with Thaddeus, he still looks slightly deflated. I mean, he's smiling, so it's hard to really get a good read, as it usually always is. But I think he's starting to walk home a little bit and has a little drink in his hand. He's kind of using it to calm his nerves.
I think, SK will give one last glance over to Thaddeus, see if he's in, good hands, if he's on his way home. Can I, real quick before I dart off to Kloven, can I also get a vibe check on Thaddeus? Like, what are you doing as the night's starting to taper off?
He's making sure Adamar can walk.
Being a good bro, walking him home.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Cool,
He's
cool.
making sure he gets home fine.
Oh, bless his heart. All right.
You're like, oh, he's hammered. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, buddy. All right. Yep,
Go to
that
bed.
gives me a good window of opportunity.
Oh,
Cool.
sweetie.
Yeah. So as you start to walk home, SK's not good at this whole initiating social encounters thing, so you will quite literally just hear, like, footsteps following you.
I think my passive perception is high enough to notice this.
I definitely think so, because he's not trying to be stealthy about it. He's just legit following you home. But once you take notice of him, he'll give you, like, a little wave of his fingers and step a little faster to catch up with you. Do you enjoy yourself this evening?
He lifts up the drink a little bit. I had a wonderful time. Though I'm most surprised about. A little
Me?
more social. Yes, a little more social than normal.
I've had a little bit more practice of late.
It's quite day and night from when I first met you at our festival.
Yes. I didn't know how to talk to anyone outside of my inner circle.
We all have certainly grown, haven't we? Changed either for the good or the not so good.
I would love to insight check that statement. Oh my goodness. What do you mean?
Yeah, okay,
So
okay.
good.
Sure.
What do you mean? As I pull up my character sheet.
Me also pulling up my
8.
character.
I don't know. I don't know shit.
Ah!
Aww. Yulia, you're free to
God.
describe the general vibe that would come from an 8.
Yeah, I mean, Kloven is always a man of masks. So he seems to like brush the comment aside with, you know, a little chortle, you know, covering his hand with his mouth. But more noticeably just like kind of looking at himself and not more SK.
Are you worried things will change?
Certainly a lot of things have they not? With new discoveries and new companions.
Yes, that is true. We face new challenges with each passing day. We adapt, we improve, hopefully. Is that not what we ought to do? Change?
Oh. Yes, oh no, of course. I mean, I believe it's for the benefit of us all. I just... it's hard getting used to the new developments. And,
You are referring to the unfortunate circumstances of the night prior, then?
to an extent, yes.
I understand that that may make things a tad awkward. But I think that yes, when... No, I should not speak for Thaddeus in these matters. I think things will be all right, though.
Oh. Why, that's a little surprising coming from you. No offense, of course. Though you never seem to be the positive light in circumstances.
Positive, perhaps not. Realist. Maybe so. I like to think that none of us will be run away with our feelings. Natural though they may be.
Perhaps not, but I mean, at the end of it all, whether this Bahamut thing grows any larger than life, hopefully I'll still remain rather human in all of this.
You have concerns about this? Should think it a great honor to be transfigured into a glorious draconic figure.
Certainly not what I envisioned for myself. It's a bit of a change. It feels a little lonely, I suppose. If that makes any sense.
He blinks quietly, as if to say, no, this does not make sense to him. I don't understand.
I don't quite understand it much myself, but I don't know, it's, you know, with Ku and their god being so distant and mine only just now resurfacing, sometimes you feel like the gods aren't that close by. Perhaps maybe one day that might be me.
I can't say anything. Fancies of gods. But if you're worried about changes affecting you, affecting how you perceive others and others perceive you, I can assure you it's utter nonsense.
That is good to know. If anyone knows anything about adapting and growing and changing, it would most certainly be you.
He looks at you again. A couple of quiet, slow blinks. And I like to think that we're either like that we're at your doorstep, maybe, like by the time we reach this point in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Just let himself in. and looks at you and just very casually starts to loosen his cravat, unties it, sets it on a piece of furniture nearby, very carefully, starts to unbutton his waistcoat, same thing, drapes it over the edge of a chair, starts to tug his shirt over his head. And he makes sure that his back is to you this whole time. And you can see particularly the spinal area of his back. And I've described this once before, but it was forever ago, so I will do so again. He's got these large, strange, cloudy, pearlescent dragon scales protruding out of his skin. And there's a few more since last time that have sort of peeked out. And he looks over at you from over his shoulder. Dragon scales haven't affected me, so I see no reason why they'd affect you.
Would this be Kloven's first time seeing,
yes,
technically seeing them? Okay.
Yes, it would be. I think Thaddeus is the only other one who's seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gosh. Kloven pauses for a moment, obviously wide-eyed, looking, before approaches. May I?
You may.
And he'll carefully reach his hand over and touch his back and feel the scales across it, kind of run his fingers down it a little bit. They're real.
Yes. Since the Mist Dragon, I was able to consume part of it and adopt some of its characteristics.
I see. Then I'm not that special at all, am I?
No, as a matter of fact.
I'll give, like, the most heartiest laugh you've heard from him in probably a long time. And through that laugh, it feels like almost this relief has been sucked out of his body. That all the air is just kind of leaving his lungs, and with it, this, like, boulder he's had on his shoulders kind of just lifts off. Well, thank you for showing me.
He nods like he's satisfied with this interaction and starts to pull his shirt back on, tuck it into his trousers, dress himself, tie the cravat just so, and he looks at you with just, his typical kind of smirk of a smile, and just, now, for the record, that doesn't mean to say that you aren't still a remarkable individual. You certainly have your qualities about you. But if you are concerned that dragon scales make you singular, I can put those fears to rest.
As much as I appreciate the compliments, as I do hope you continue to feed me later on, I appreciate that you're able to keep me grounded. Thank you, Your Majesty.
You are quite welcome, Kloven. I should hate to see that light of yours snuff out.
Yeah, you're right. My apologies for acting uncharacteristic.
He shakes his head. It's quite all right. But I think that we must keep our wits about us.
I agree. I have far more bigger things to worry about than little doubt. I will try to refocus my efforts then. Thank you again, Your Majesty. Compliments same time next week.
Do not get used to it. But he smiles all the same and gives a short bow and exits your home.
Sick.
Then I believe last up tonight, we have the reunion of the problems.
A reunion of the problems.
The problems.
They should
Thaddeus?
kiss.
What caused the problem in the first place?
Thaddeus is going to be waiting at the top of the tree in the stalks.
Okay, I think Kloven went home to kind of freshen up a bit before heading out again, and to meet Thaddeus.
There's not much up there. He found a flat spot close to the top past the teleporter to set up a table, and a couple chairs, and the same bottle of wine from the night before. And he's just leaning on the edge on one of the branches looking over the stalks.
Hope I didn't keep you waiting for too long.
You've always been fashionably late. It's fine.
I'd say it's my nature at this point, but Adamar would say otherwise.
Well, Adamar's not here, is he? Don't worry, he didn't... there weren't any incidents on the way home. He's fine.
I was going to ask, but considering you were involved, I knew he was in good hands.
I've seen him be way more drunk than that. It was not his worst.
I will certainly have something to tease about later for him.
Hey, why don't you take a seat?
I will. Well, before we begin, or I want to be the first to say something.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say, I'm sorry, Thaddeus. You were in a moment of weakness, and I abandoned you, and for that, I'm so sorry.
Really? You're the one apologizing?
Of course, I mean, what you said and what I did, I thought you'd be the one avoiding me more often than I did of you.
I can't speak for you. I've always... One of the things that I love about you the most, Kloven, is the fact that you are the one person here in the stocks that I can't read like a book. I never know what's going on in your head. You surprise me in ways that put a smile on my face. And you're not gonna get why until I tell you why. But last night wasn't any exception to that. I can't cork a bottle that's already been opened. Literally and figuratively. So I thought we might as well finish it. Now that we're in the right mind and we've gotten some rest. Kloven, you didn't abandon me. You might think that's what you did. You might be blaming yourself for last night. But I'm not an idiot. Far from it. What you did is you shut me up when I was in over my head. When I wasn't in the right mindset for any of that. I remember what you did.
I almost wish you hadn't, but that's something I never intend to do again to anyone.
And I don't intend on putting you in that position ever again either. So it's my turn to apologize. I'm sorry that all came out that night. I made a promise to someone else a few days earlier that my heart wasn't going to get in the way of this whole mission. Saving the world. Making sure everyone had a home to come home to. But I couldn't even make it 3 days. I told SK the same thing. And
But your emotions are what drive you to do great, even wonderful things. No one should take that away from you. I certainly shouldn't take that away from you.
You
It
don't.
just isn't the right time.
I know it's not. I know it's not. That's why I made that promise anyway. I'm sorry. I spent 10 years thinking about that. Probably more. It did not go in any way the way I would have hoped it would have.
Well, maybe we can try again later on.
Yeah. But enough about feelings. I want to talk to you about something. Kloven. You and my... You know I've always put my stock in engineering, ingenuity, and people.
Of course, one of the smartest people I've ever known.
I'll happily take a silver medal in that regard. But... You have a lot on your shoulders. And you have a lot on your shoulders you aren't telling me.
I'm slowly learning from my mistakes of being quiet in the past.
When you don't talk, when you clam up and act like a suit of armor, it wasn't all just last night, was it? That wasn't the only thing eating at you.
You're trying to save the world, Thaddeus. There's a lot that's going on. But my concern seems so little compared to so many grand things going on.
Yeah, and my concerns are worrying that I bungled things forever with the boy who's had my eye for most of my life, so that seems pretty trivial in comparison to anything else. So, let me make you an offer. The same one I keep making you. Because... you... Fuck. Words. Can make notebooks and sheets and documents and plans for everything in the world, but I can't engineer a conversation.
It's alright, take your time.
Just because we're trying to save the world doesn't mean I'm not still your bartender. Tell me what's ailing you, alright? You watched me fall apart last night, and I'm not asking you to do the same. I'm just saying you can lean on me too. It shouldn't be one-sided. You are a person, just like any of the rest of us. And no one of us can bear the weight of the whole world on our shoulders. As much as some of us, or all of us, might want to. Take a drink. I'll join you, and let's talk it out.
Kind of looks up and watching his resolve, and just kind of looks in awe for a bit before kind of blinking his eyes to refocus. Like, yes, a drink.
Did I ever tell you how I got this bottle?
Maybe not that one in particular.
It was Jillian's last batch before she went in an expedition. I helped her make it. It was my first hand at anything in the way of alcohol, at least in the production facility side of things. I thought I'd screwed everything up, but she said it was really good, like I was a natural. I've been holding on to it for one of 2 nights, and I wasn't in my right headspace last night, and I thought I would shoot my shot to make one of them happen. And one of those was when I finally told you how I was feeling, and the other one was if she ever came home. But I think something more important than that is stupid, silly, frivolous romances aside, telling the most important person in my life, like, one of them anyway, that he's okay to open up to me, that his burdens won't break my back. And I'd be happy to help him if he'll let me. Because saving the world can't be done if we can't save ourselves.
Thaddeus, you are far too good for words than I will ever be.
I made half that shit up. I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank you, Thaddeus.
You okay?
It's a lot of realizing how both large and small I am all at the same time today.
Kind of feels like getting smashed up like an accordion, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
I had a bit of that myself, so floor's yours.
Oh, these dragon scales aren't so uncommon as I thought they were, but I do hope that if a time comes that I can rely on you and that you will sincerely have my back. So I don't think I can do this alone.
You have never been alone. It's not just me I'm saying that about. And as long as all of us are still standing, as long as even one of us other than you is still standing, you will never be doing this alone. So, if you want me to take you off that pedestal, which, newsflash, you never were on one for me, then just...
I've taken a few steps down today.
Well, good. I think it would do you some good to get walked down the stairs a little bit. And I'm not saying eat some humble pie. I'm saying...
Oh, that I don't believe I could ever do.
Well, good. The ego is one of the best parts of you, you know.
Oh, there's plenty, but see that afterwards.
Yeah. And I wanted to... There's something I've been kicking myself over, too. Sorry, I'm cycling back to my long-winded apologies. The gun I showed you. It wasn't about the gun. I don't expect you to get why I built this, but I made something that can break the bubble. It works in reverse.
In reverse?
Yeah, the best way I can describe it is it's a gun that works backwards. I aim it at something, and that something takes the bullet and then works backwards in causality to get the shot back to the muzzle. I broke through. I worked for 3 days, and I built something that can change the rules. And if I can do that with this, I can do it with other things. I showed it to you because it's the first thing I've made by myself that I'm really proud of. It's a weapon, but I can use the principles behind it to build things that aren't.
And that's incredible, Thaddeus. I wish I could have been more appreciative of it yesterday. But
You shouldn't have been.
what you have done is incredible. And I know that you'll use it for great things.
The greatest thing I can do right now is make things up to you for what last night did. And I don't need to make a big show of it. I just want to sit down and enjoy the moon with you.
There's no moon. I'm sorry.
Fuck!
No,
Edit that out in post! Edit that out in post!
I normally let you go with like any sort of like things. I was like, oh no, there's no that's not changed. There's no moon.
the cloudy
What's
sky.
So, let's have a good night. Thaddeus is gonna stand up for a moment, look out over the edge of the stalks again, watch as the lights from the various houses start flickering out as people are going to bed.
Yes. When all this is over, we'll have a true drink. Watch the true sky. But are you... Are we alright? Truly?
That depends. I can spit out a bunch of pleasantries and tell you everything I've set up and yada yada, all the significance about the past, but let's talk about the present. How are you feeling? What? I don't ask you to do this a lot, but put yourself in my shoes and listen to your heart and tell me what it's saying. No matter what the answer is, I'll take it. And we'll work with it from there.
Yes. Well, we'll have a little chat then. And I think he's gonna spend that evening just kind of quietly sipping and just really talking about his true and raw emotions to Thaddeus, kind of letting his guard down a bit.
And Thaddeus will listen, like the good bartender he is.
Alright. All good on your end?
Yeah.
Alright. Then we will go ahead and end session there with that nice little resolution scene. Oh gosh. Next session we will make our way onto Eden proper. There's no more delays. We will be making it happen. So thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all so much for watching. We will be back in the near future for another episode, but until then, thank you once more, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.